Jerome Bruner was an influential American psychologist who made significant contribution to the field of cognitive psychology and education. Bruner is best known for his work on cognitive psychology, particularly his theory of learning and instruction. Bruner was influenced by the work of Lev Vygotsky. From Vygotsky, Bruner adopted theories of scaffolding and tools for thinking. He believed that more knowledgeable individuals play a significant role in the cognitive development of learners. Now, three key concepts of Bruner's constructivist theory are three stages of cognitive development: discovery learning, cultural influences, scaffolding, spiral curriculum, etc. Jerome Bruner proposed three modes of learning that reflect how people construct knowledge and understanding. These three stages are inactive, iconic, and symbolic. Each stage represents a different way of interacting with and understanding the world. The first stage is inactive stage, which is from age 0 to 1. This is basically action-based learning stage. During this stage, infants primarily rely on their sensory and motor experiences to understand the world around them. In a mathematics class for young children, the inactive stage might involve using physical objects like blocks to understand basic arithmetic. For instance, children might learn addition by combining different sets of blocks and counting the total number. Iconic stage. This is from age 1 to 6. This is basically image-based learning stage. During this stage, children primarily rely on visual and sensory representations to understand the world around them. They use simple symbols and images to represent objects, actions, and ideas. Continuing with the mathematics example, at the iconic stage, students might use drawings or pictures of blocks instead of actual physical blocks. They might use number lines or simple graphs to visualize addition and subtraction problems. The last stage is symbolic stage. This is from 6 onwards. This is language-based learning stage. In the final stage, learning is through abstract symbols and language. This involves using words, numbers, and other symbols to represent ideas. At the symbolic stage, students transition to using numbers and mathematical notations to perform addition and subtraction. They solve arithmetic problems through written equations and learn to understand the symbolic representation of these operations without needing visual aids. Now, discovery learning. Bruner introduced discovery learning, a form of inquiry-based instruction. This widely embraced approach encourages learners to draw upon their previous experiences and knowledge, engage their intuition, imagination, and creativity, and activity, seek new information to uncover facts, connections, and novel insights. In this method, learning involves more than passively absorbing information. It entails actively pursuing answers and solutions. The 5 principles of discovery learning models are problem solving, learner management, integrating and connecting, information analysis and interpretation, failure, and feedback. The first principle is problem solving. Teachers should encourage and inspire students to find answers by using what they already know along with new things they learn, making knowledge easier to understand. This helps students lead their own learning, be more involved, and find wider uses for their skills by doing activities that involve taking risks, solving problems, and asking questions. The second principle is learner management. Teachers should give participants the option to work independently or in a group and learn at their own speed. This flexible approach contrasts sharply with rigidity, sequenced lesson and activities, reducing unnecessary stress for learners and giving them a sense of ownership over their learning process. The third principle is integrating and connecting. Teachers should guide students in integrating their existing knowledge with new information and motivate them to relate their learning to real-world context. Familiar situations serve as a foundation for new insights, promoting students to expand their understanding and create novel ideas. The fourth principle is information analysis and interpretation. Discovery learning focuses on the process rather than the content, operating on the belief that learning involves more than just acquiring facts. It emphasizes that learners develop skills to analyze and interpret information instead of simply memorizing the right answers. The final principle is failure and feedback. Learning happens not just by getting the right answers, but also through making mistakes. Discovery learning emphasizes the insights gained during the journey rather than just the final outcome. Instructors play a crucial role by offering feedback, as learning is not fully achieved without it. Cultural influences. Jerome Bruner highlighted the significance of culture in cognitive development, asserting that cultural influences shape children's thinking and learning processes. He advocated for learning experiences to be embedded within meaningful cultural context to enhance comprehension and relevance. In a classroom, a teacher could apply Bruner's theory by facilitating hands-on activities and problem-solving tasks. In a science lesson about plant growth, students might plant seeds, monitoring their progress and document their observations. The teacher would provide support through questioning, guidance, and encouraging students to derive conclusions from their observations. Scaffolding. Scaffolding, introduced by Bruner, is a method where teachers or knowledgeable peers offer temporary support to learners as they acquire new skills or knowledge. This assistance is gradually reduced as the learner gains proficiency. The aim is to enable learners to reach their maximum potential by offering appropriate support when needed. Now, spiral curriculum. Spiral curriculum is a teaching method where the student is constantly being exposed to the same topic throughout the school year, or the basics are revised every year as they progress in their education. Imagine learning to read a story in English. With the spiral curriculum, you learn about characters, plots, and lessons every year. At first, it might be hard to figure out who's who in the story, but as you keep reading year after year, you get better at it. By the end of grade 1, you might recognize the good guys from the bad guys. By grade 5, you can pinpoint the most exciting part of the story, the climax. This method is helpful because you get to practice the same stuff over and over, which helps you understand it better. Each time you visit a topic, you learn something new and go deeper into it. Instead of starting from scratch each time, your teacher can build on what you already know. You get really comfortable with the topic, so you can ask smart questions and keep learning more. By the time you move up a grade, you have got a solid understanding of what you have learned. Now try this.